Hello everybody, the iLord Root here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Prison Architect. So we're going to go back to our prison here, and if I can get the thing to load anyhow. And there we go. We'll just put this on pause real quick. We have a lot going on here. It's definitely time for us to consider maybe getting the rest of this minimum security complex designed. And what I've decided to do is I've decided to put the hospital in right here. And so I think we will start by getting these walls, these fences here demolished so that we don't overdo it. It looks like I've actually made a bit of a mistake here, because there's no way that our prisoners are going to be able to fit there. This is incidentally on the wrong side of the wall. But I want to start another thing as well. I want to do a new cell block. At least once we get that going. So we will just go ahead and let's go back to planning mode. Let's change a little bit in the way of how this is planned, because I thought I had gotten it where it needs to be, and it turns out this needs to be shifted over one or two. So we'll just do that. There's going to probably be traffic issues here, but that may be something we'll just have to deal with. It is very cramped down in this end of the prison, admittedly, but it'll have to be that way. So we'll just we'll get that going, and we'll get a foundation built. In the interim, we might take a look and see if there's anything we can research. We definitely want to begin researching cloning, because this clone tool is going to help us tremendously. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to begin fleshing out some, once we get the clone tool at least, I'm going to flesh out some of the rooms here. Although I believe these guys here, they're staying in the holding cell, I believe, because they're yet to be assigned. So we've got 16, why not just begin working on these guys here? Somewhere, at least. Because they are going to get pretty angry with us if we don't work on that. I'm not quite sure how to I'm not quite sure how to get these guys moved over. That would probably be good, though, because that would essentially mean that they are doing their thing. We also need to get some janitors going as well, and I believe we might actually be able to do that. Let's get, these guys work for I think 50 a day. We'll get them on the scene. because that will basically allow us to get our thing going. And then let's get this grant first. And let's work up another one. It's not I don't want the bureaucracy here. The tax haven stuff would be good though. I actually want this. I want to go to grants. Cell block B is what we're going to be working on next. It won't really be cell block B, but it'll at least, if we go here to the foundation, we'll at least have the ability here to begin getting this guy going. And we can begin working on some of these other deals here. I think short-term investment may be okay. Security procedure, we may be able to deal with that, or we can do staff well-being real quick. That would seem to be a good thing to do. We keep on forgetting about the staff room here, so we'll do that. And the staff room is where? The staff room is... I just saw it somewhere. We'll just... Oh, there it is. We need some sofas, of course. A drink machine probably would not be bad to have either. And a TV. I'm gonna put one in, even though it's not necessary to do. And these guys are just going to hang out in the staff room for a while. And these guys are resting and researching at the same time, which would be rather nice. Now let's see if we can find a couple of things here. We have the regime. I'm trying to figure out what our needs are like. And they are doing an okay job with that. How are we doing on our well-restedness? Well, the prisoners are hungry. It looks like it's shower time. I'm not exactly sure how to reassign these guys, but But Shopland has a visitor, it appears. Did our thing build? No, they're still working on it. And unfortunately for us, it's not as easy to get going. Maybe I can... Oh, okay, I see. I right click to get these guys assigned. I thought I had gotten eaten a cell. Maybe he's being escorted now. So yeah, you essentially right click. And we will get these guys eventually assigned here. I don't know why they've decided to stay in the holding cell. But for some reason they have. And for some reason sticky keys went off. Well, let's see if we can do anything about some of these prisoners being assigned into a bad holding cell. Because it's now yard time for us. And I believe, though I'm not entirely certain on this fact, but I believe that these guys here are probably the last few ones to assign. We need at least 5 guards without assigned duties. I think we can do that. And we got our completion bonus, which means that we can focus on another grant. What grant might that be? Well, that's a good question. I think security procedure is probably where we want to go with this. Now, these guys apparently have not been assigned any cell of any kind. And we probably have one more that's in visitation. That probably means that, well, they're going to lunch, it seems. And we need, for this we need patrols. Looks like we finished something here. We finished clone. They're still doing tax relief. I wonder if tax relief in hindsight was not a bad idea. We'll have our cleaning closet in here probably. And now we have the materials to mess with that. And now we have the clone tool. We could do something interesting as well. We can pretty much get these guys, somebody has been caught, it looks like. And now we have this clone tool here. We can go ahead and we could do some really nifty things, like we can run this water mains here, which I think we really should do. And we can put in more in the way of prisons. Or not prisons, but cells. Because technically they are in a prison right now. But we will work to get all that going. And I believe what we'll do is we'll put in a bed, maybe no route to job. Why is that? Toilet wouldn't be bad either. I guess they're waiting on these guys to go. We're not going to do a TV here, I don't think. We'll get rid of the... Oh, we have an incident report. So we'll want to delete. And we can't quite do contraband yet because I don't have the chief of police. And that is pretty much what makes the contraband research happen. So we'll hire ourselves a chief of police, and we will put him in a room of some kind. If I find offices somewhere, where are the offices? Oh, there we go. And he will begin research shortly. But it looks like they have completed just about everything. I might actually need to get them to demolish this wall so that they can put in one of these pipes, because they're not going to be able to reach it otherwise. Or we'll demolish this wall here. This will be the basis for our jail cells here. We also probably want to extend this mains out as well. Couldn't be any harm in it anyhow. But yeah, they're going to do their deal here. And it looks like I've actually got a lot of spare room here, so maybe I can get that going as well. That wouldn't be a bad start. But yeah, I think we've got everybody out of the holding cell, and we probably want some other things as well. We have clone. Our warden is more or less done here. We'll get prison labor going, as that will be one of our next um one of our next skills. Policy needs. We need a psychologist for this. That's why I haven't been able to assess needs. Well, I think we had better get our needs going then. So what we'll do is we'll put in a staff door here. But maybe the psychologist. I mean, this is minimum security, I think. That doesn't necessarily mean that the psychologist is going to, the psychologist is going to end up, you know, being safe as such. But it is a good place. It's right next to visitation. And I think I'll do that. So what do we have here? We need maybe definitely a desk. And a chair would be nice. And then we also need a filing cabinet. And then while we're at this, we'll begin zoning some stuff for rooms. In fact, we are almost ready for this part, which is, in fact, I believe I can go ahead and wall that in, maybe. We just have to go in and get these guys walled in. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And then we can take the rest of this, we can put in a large jail door here. And the reason we want that is so that nobody tries to steal from the infirmary, which is likely to happen. The infirmary is probably going to be a pretty huge target. Let me just put this wall back in. And while we're at it, we want to have a jail door here. And we want to make this a cell. We got this guy building a wall now. Oh, and one more thing we want to do too. We want to, I'm going to start adding in bookshelves because they're cheaper than televisions. And they happen to make sense in context. It makes the prisoners happy too. In fact, I'm going to begin adding bookshelves into each of these rooms so that they have something constructive to do with their time, which you might not think is a problem, but it kind of is. This apparently makes them happier, and once we get these going, and we're going to have a lot of these because what two prisoners have serious complaints. Oh, right, our security chief can judge our stuff now. And we're about to unlock contraband, too. We'll just put in another guard here. Or the guard's coming, I think. Although we do want a few more guards here. Because this is going to bring up it's going to bring up our profits some. We get 50 per inmate here. And I think once we do patrol, and we'll have that as well. I mean, we're actually going to have a pretty decent prison for minimum security, which I will eventually zone this as. This place is beginning to shape up just a little bit. We've got cleaner rooms now. Our janitors are making quick work of all this. Although it looks like not quick enough work, I'm going to add one or two more janitors in here. And now we are making 83. So it's about time for us to maybe consider getting these guys going. And I'm not exactly sure how it is that you use the clone tool. I think this is it right here. I'm just going to add in a few more cells so we can start bringing in more money. So what's going on here? Oh, they need the... Yeah, they need that stuff. Once these guys get built, though, we're going to have more than enough room. And in fact, I'm going to just speed time by really quick to get as many people as possible going. Because they are, of course, going to have to put in some of this stuff. And that will basically allow them to get this done as necessary. Now, I don't. What I do want to do is I do want to get patrols going because we get a grant out of our patrols. And it turns out that we need to lay some plumbing down as well. I guess it does not copy plumbing. We're still doing pretty good on the power situation right now, which is awesome. And we're more or less completely set up here. Or not completely set up, but we're pretty well set up. We can take in a considerable population of prisoners pretty soon. Is it lunch? It's kind of difficult to tell. I've got. There we go. The danger is increasing. What are the complaints that the prisoners have? I don't understand. However, we do at least have enough to hire a psychologist now, so maybe we can find that out. Hopefully nobody kills our psychologist. No, we are making a net. Let's see, clothing is high. We need to get a cleaning room going. Which, you know what, I think I can actually do for them. I'm going to, maybe, once I get some of these cells set up a laundromat. Maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe, knowing that we've got, one of these guys going over here, maybe we can set that up potentially here. This is what I'm thinking. Maybe we're going to have we'll still have our cells here, but we'll have a laundry room in here that we can have these guys. That that may be enough to do what I'm trying to do. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That way, we will be able to get these guys here doing their thing. We'll get a laundry room going then. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. And I believe we're ready for another shipment. But yeah, we'll go a more medium. We won't do medium yet. We'll do low risk again. And I think we'll get this infirmary set up as well. Put a good doctor in here. With this grant, we can at least survive we can survive any changes to our staff. Or what do we need? We need a medical bed. We will give you one medical bed for now. Okay, maybe two. It'll be worth it though. And we'll make this guy right here a laundry room of some kinds. Oh, we said this guy was a cleaning cupboard. I believe those need staff doors because there's bleach in there, and bleach is probably a weapon of some kind. What else do we want? We want laundry. And for laundry, we'll have a laundry machine. Oh, insufficient funds. Those whoa. I am about to go bankrupt. Because I was counting on these guys being integrated in. Okay, awesome. That means that we can get this next grant going, what do we want now? We want, oh cool, we have a nice little, uh, a nice little graphic contraband. Oh, what was I looking for? I was looking at grants. We can do prisoner acclimation now, which is going to be helpful. That means we can use this to set up our laundry, and we'll want some ironing boards probably as well. And where are these laundry baskets as well? The laundry baskets are right here. And we just need to, even though we're hemorrhaging money at the moment, we need to get this going. We need to get some power being pulled from the mains as well. Well, this is good though. Is that reduced pressure there? I don't know, but oh, we can get one more deal going on here. We can start assigning patrol routes to guards. So let's see, we've got deployment. Yeah, it is deployment. We'll make this entire area here. We'll make it yeah, isn't that annoying? Alright, we got one guard doing that. And we'll have another guard patrolling the canteen. And the kitchen as well. So there we go. We should have gotten that grant. Oh, and you know what? We want to set up a patrol for the infirmary as well. No, don't. Yeah, we'll station a guard there. This will work just nicely. And hopefully before too long, governmental security ratings, education reform, that one could take a while. I'm going to do short-term investment. Even though that's going to take some money to do. And you know what I think, I think what we should work on next probably is getting a psychologist sure did run away. Okay, we'll get these guys focused on while we're waiting for our prisoners to come in. We'll get these guys focused on possibly getting the, let's see, we already got this going here. So we just need to get our, we need to get our, what should we call it, our cells going around here, and these will be our template cells, I believe. They are more or less in the right area. Remove tunnels. Do I have tunnels? I do not. Whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. Maybe somebody got released. I hope that was somebody getting released and not us losing a prisoner. But I don't. Let's just zoom out and see if we see any attempts at escape. I mean, it looks just fine to me, but I could be wrong about that. These guys are probably also going to want some doors as well. But I guess while we're waiting on this, because this will take a while for sure. Or maybe it's only taking a while because I happen to have a regular time on. Let's see. What I want to do here now is I'm going to get me maybe a bed of some kind. I think we've taken to putting the toilets against. Yeah, we've taken to putting toilets in these corners here. Reading material, and where's that toilet here? I'll put another toilet down. And what else do we have here? We're going to have a jail door, or two jail doors rather, and two beds if I can find them. And we now need to get these guys down here worked out as well. Now the only trouble with having stuff on the edge like this is that it does tend to end up getting, you know, it does end up getting mostly overdone here. Oh, we got 2 more hours for prisoner intake. Which means we're going to get our cloning tool going. And this will give us a little bit more in the way of capacity. Our prisoners here, no, they still got an hour, it looks like. Now, here's a question. Can we maybe, using deployment maybe. So we have prison labor. In fact, we'll make all of this. We'll make all of this our medium or minimum security. We will have a medium security area eventually. And this, of course, is going to be staff only, as is this. Oh, and that shower's minimum security as well. It turns out that these holding cells are probably, oh, we got more in the way of minimum security prisoners. We'll get these guys working throughout the night to get our things built. What is the danger? Complaints are what? Needs are clothing. We've been working on clothing. Hygiene shouldn't be a problem. Freedom. Okay, I guess the regime will give them more. We'll give them more free time. Maybe that will help us bring down the freedom requirement. Yeah, it seems to be bringing things down a bit. And the regime, we'll let them sleep until 7. Give them 8 hours of sleep. That way we don't have a riot on our hands. But we will, now that we've figured this out, we will go through and begin the cloning process here. And begin putting in more of these cells so that we can hit our quota here. Although it might be good for me to begin working on this as well, but we're doing pretty well so far. We can probably handle a lot more at this point. And we're making money again. So that means that we're going to have plenty of opportunities to get cell block B going. And we need to go through and allocate these in here as cells. And what has happened here that's kinda weird. Oh, dude, I know why I spent so much money now. These are installing a laundry basket because this guy was doing laundry in the room, and he decided he was just going to go ahead and, um, you know, deal with that. Which means we now have a ton of laundry baskets in storage. Grand. Well, at least we need to demolish that wall. I don't even know how it got there. But however it got there, it's there now. And somebody is going to have to answer for there being no bed in there as well. Because, as I recall, I put in plenty of beds. Now, we have how many prisoners coming? We have rising. What are they complaining about now? They're complaining about freedom. I gave them plenty of freedom. Are they... I guess that'll go down eventually once they get yard time. Because they're eating right now. Oh, what is missing here? They're bringing them beds in. And we are beginning to... I think once we actually hit our population, which is pretty soon, I mean, we've got... I'm going to work throughout the night here to get these guys ready. And I think the only other thing we'll want here maybe is perhaps an educational facility. We got at least 15 hours until these guys finish. And we got our tax break, didn't we? Land expansion should be next probably, and deployment would probably not be bad either. Either deployment or prison policy. And both would probably be pretty good. What are we missing here? Oh yeah, they're taking the laundry baskets and moving about. This I don't get. It should be. So, oh, you know what? Because that room got screwed up. There we go. 32. We now have 32 people that we can handle. This is a good step because I believe we ended up having 24 up here. And we can now, for workers that we trust, we can, well, first of all, we need to change this to medium security probably, but for workers that we trust, jobs, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out how we can handle this, because having prisoners help us will inevitably make things a little bit easier. As you can see, we will soon begin making a profit. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We've got, looks like the meal time is about to come back up. And that's, a decent thing to do there. You know, I totally forgot we actually have more in the way of cells that we can do here. Okay, how do we assign prisoners to work? That's the question. I guess we have to go to, oh, maybe we're doing policy right now. Programs, workshop safety, kitchen safety and hygiene, all rooms blocked. Well, that's really interesting. Um, right. Well, it may be the case that we need to make sure we're not expanding too terribly rapidly, I think. And what am I trying to do here? I really need to be working on running this mains, I think, which would not be a bad idea. So we at least need to get these toilets hooked up. And we need to also get power lines hooked up as well. And I think once we do that, we'll be pretty close to. I mean, we're already at 35 cells at present. 35 cells that have power and water and all of these other things as well. And so that will make for an interesting deal there. You know, it's interesting because I haven't really built those walls, I don't think. So I'm not sure how they're getting stuck. But, yeah, we'll. Well, what is that person doing there? It's kind of interesting, to say the least. Now, do we have to take out a loan, I wonder, in order to get going what we want to get going? That's a good question. However, I do know that before too long, we will have this part of the prison, this minimum security ward, up and going. And when we do that, then I believe we can say with certainty that we've done a good job here and that it'll be time for us to begin working on another. Oh, what just happened? Oh, I bet that was the whatchamacallit, the investment. Interesting. Well, education reform might be a good thing to work on. It'll give us enough money to where we can begin planning out the rest of this block, and that's going to be, even though there are plenty of. Let's just make sure, by the way, when we do this, yeah, we have our stuff ready. We just want to, while we're at it, get these guys hooked up real quick. But when we look at actually getting this, completed, I do need to figure out how to hire the prisoners, because it is very important to us that we do that. It's just we'll grab this guy. This guy is a good example of a jail cell. Hopefully without that it's auto saving. Oh no. This is not quite what I had in mind. Let's try this again. That is really annoying. So we've got to dismantle the door. And then we've got to do other things with that door that for some reason or another. Alright, I'm going to give up on that for now. Because, first of all, this is not a cell. This is more properly a cell. This should make things a little bit easier, because now our total capacity, I believe now we're done here at least, is going to be on the order of several hundred seats. Or not several hundred, that's being optimistic. But it is going to be big. Whatever it is. So it's that's coming up pretty soon. We're going to have this deal going on here, and we're going to have several prisoners. What's going on here? Uh-oh, we have a security violation, I think. Oh, dude, we have an escape. What happened here? What? No, stop deconstructing that. This is not good. Wow, that is... Oh, grand. They can't... Nobody can patch the walls here because it's... Because for reasons beyond me, maybe I accidentally decide to do surgery on that, but it's not good, to say the least. Too dangerous. Okay, well, I don't understand how that happened. All I know is that somebody thought it was a good idea to try to escape, but it wasn't. They probably wouldn't have done that if it weren't for the facts that my workers, being as stupid as they are, have decided to, um, that they've decided to, you know, do their thing and escape, or rather break down the walls. Oh, is anybody going to come and fix that? Seriously, like, I've got a huge gaping hole in my security, and there's really nothing I can do about it. And because these guys don't want to change their routes, this isn't going to be good though. I mean, if we look at this, we are in rather dire straits here. And I think I accidentally placed police officers here. Multiple police officers. I'm going to. There's our staff. One makes sense, but not several. Oh God, well you guys. Bloody hell. And now we have these random visitors coming. That everybody's trying to escape. I'm gonna have to block off this cell block. So I go to deployment. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop accepting prisoners at this time, even though we could otherwise handle it. It's brought down our value, I presume, permanently. Let's see, where is this? Where is prisoner intake? Oh, there we go. Well, now we've got a bunch of injuries thanks to these workmen deciding that it was an awesome idea to try to get these guys going. Okay. You know what? These guys are going to have to be hauled off to the infirmary now. What is happening? I'll put down metal floors instead of brick walls. That's what's happening. This is what happens when you get a whole bunch of medium security people thinking they're all that. Let's see, 3 require medical attention. That's... I believe I know what's happening. These guys are trying to escape because they see that one gap there. Because somebody decided it was a good idea to cut a hole in the wall. And this guy is... staff. Okay, quit moving around like that. We'll... hopefully this thing will be in progress soon. It would have been just fine if it weren't for the fact that... oh wow, look, these people are trapped. I guess it's the family. Oh, no wonder. The police are so caught up with, they're so caught up with managing stuff that, because they have people constantly trying to escape because of that gap. And because of that, because my deal has been, I've had two escapes because of that, and my otherwise flawless, well, not necessarily flawless prison. I mean, it's not that it's flawless, so to speak, because it apparently is flawed if people could escape. But at least this is getting patched up now. What is the deal here? We're still waiting on the bed. I'm a little bit surprised there's not a riot going on. Yes, finally. Oh, maybe not. I thought somebody was going to come and repair that. And we're going to get the same thing happening over and over again until somebody does happen to repair it, because we're being penalized, and people want to. We've got. It's going to start this vicious cycle to where nobody can get anything accomplished because they're constantly dealing with escape attempts, because nobody can get through the. You know what, for now, I'm going to plug this in here and hope that maybe somebody will see it's close by. Although our value has gone up substantially, and now that we haven't had any security issues for a day. Which is pretty good. We could choose to possibly sell this if we wanted to, or we could continue going. Selling it is appealing, but it's worth getting this going at least once. And we are making a little bit more in the way of money now, at least. I guess we had better add in one more security guard that we'll just have. We'll have him work the gates here. And here I was thinking that we might actually be able to, get this going. We'll have a guy come over here and patrol that area. And we need a guy patrolling these visitation gates as well. We'll hire another guard. We want somebody to always be patrolling or off duty, I think, or not off duty, but without a route. So what's going on here? Yeah, that's ridiculous, because we need somebody here. Maybe we'll get this guy, even though it's going to cost us a little bit of money. Hopefully to take on that route. There we go. I don't get it. Do we just not have enough police officers on duty? Or are they all in the break room or what? I mean, they all seem. I guess they're just clearing stuff up. That's the only thing I can figure. Well, at least we got ourselves this grant. And that wall has finally been fixed. Well, that is, probably enough for one day. I might plan out the medium security complex pretty soon. Although we do need to start taking in more in the way of prisoners, I think. So we'll just wait for some more to come. Because we now have this still going on to where, well, we could sure use another chef for sure. We'll just wait for. Whoa, what's going on? 23 prisoners have serious complaints. Is it lunch? Yeah, I believe it is probably lunch. We're going to have a riot on our hands pretty soon, I believe. It's between lunch and sleep. They should have plenty in the way of recreational time. But maybe one of their needs at least will go down. We may have to call the SWAT team though, because that is turning out to be quite a problem for us. And I don't understand. I'm giving them I'm giving them enough freedom to go to the yard. I guess maybe now we got more prisoners. I need to put more phones out here. So they can meet their family needs. We'll put 10 phones out. It does seem like they are improving just a little bit. So while we're at it, we'll set cell block C as our next task, our next grant. And valuation. Our value is going up a little bit. Let's get these prisoners in real quick so that they end up doing their deal. I'm also going to take these materials. I'm going to put some grass out here in the yard. And those prisoners will arrive hopefully shortly. Or that is the hope anyhow. But hopefully everything will return to normal. And we will find that out soon enough. We got one more hour, and of course these guys are going to begin to do their thing here. Well, we're at least back in the black here. And that will work just fine for me. But at any rate, this has been Thy Lord Root, and I will see you next time.